Hi friends. So in this energy systems, we till now we have discussed about the fuels and their classification, determination of the calorific value, and also knocking. Okay, there's a rattling noise caused in the IC engine, and we also discussed about the power alcohol, biodiesel. Right till now, power alcohol is over, biodiesel is over, and also the anti-knocking agents is over. Okay, next source of fuels are we should not emit any harmful toxic substances when it is used. Okay, such an example is fuel cells. Okay, so here in this session we will be discussing about the introduction for the fuel cells. Okay, so what are fuel cells, and we will be discussing here about the construction and working of methanol oxygen fuel cell. Okay, and afterwards in the later sessions we will be discussing about the construction and working of solid oxide fuel cells. Okay, what are fuel cells? How they differ from the conventional batteries is the question here. Okay, like you should have studied in our previous classes, hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, which is one of the important fuel cells which is there in second PU syllabus also. Okay, so what are the fuel cells? Fuel cells are the galvanic cells. Okay, here the electrical energy is directly obtained. Okay, which liberates the electrical energy directly. Okay, directly on combustion with the fuel and the oxidant. Okay, fuel and oxidant are supplied from the anodic and cathodic electrodes respectively. Okay, fuel, any fuel, the fuel may be in the form of a solid, liquid or gaseous fuels. Okay, oxidant will be generally oxygen only. Okay, oxidant used will be generally in almost of the fuel cells, oxidant used will be oxygen only. Okay, and the fuel used will be in the form of either a liquid fuel. Liquid fuel cell example is methanol oxygen cell, methanol oxygen cell, that is example. Gaseous fuel cells used fuel cells are hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is an example. Okay, and for solid electrolytes used solid oxide cells are the examples. Okay, fuels will be generally used in the form of solid or liquid, and electrolyte will be solid, polymer or other things also will be used here. Okay, and the electrical energy will be obtained here as long as we supply the fuel and oxidant through the anode and cathode electrodes. Okay, here the only the model will be there. Okay, and the porous anode and cathodic electrodes will be there to promote the reaction. Here the electrocatalysts will be used. Okay, different catalysts for oxidation and also for reduction, okay, will be used here. Okay, and then electrolyte will be there. Electrolyte will be either the alkali, okay, or acid or any other polymer electrolyte, or solid electrolytes will be used here. And also the fuel cells are of different categories. Fuel cells are there. Okay, like low temperature fuel cells which work just until the temperature of 100 degrees only. The fuel cells which work up to until 100 degree temperature is called as a low temperature fuel cells. Okay, and then next is medium or moderate temperature fuel cells that works under the temperature condition of around 500 to 100 to 500 degrees centigrade. Then is high temperature fuel cells which work at the temperature range of around 500 to 1000 degrees centigrades. And at last very high temperature fuel cells are there which work beyond 1000 degrees or above 1000 degrees centigrade temperature. Okay, like this fuel cells are classified depending on the working temperature range, and depending on the electrolyte used, and depending on the fuel used. In different ways the fuel cells are classified. Okay, what are fuel cells means? Fuel cells are the galvanic cells, okay, which converts chemical energy directly into electrical energy. Very important, dear friends, you must write this word here, directly, otherwise you will be losing your complete marks for your definition. You must write here directly, where the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy directly. Okay, and as long as we supply the fuel and oxidant through the anode and cathode electrode, it will be generating the energy. Okay, and there will be a continuous movement of the fuel and the oxidant through the anode and cathode electrodes respectively. Okay, what are the advantages of these fuel cells? The advantages of the fuel cells will be the power output will be very high. They will not harm the atmosphere here, because there is no harmful byproducts formation here. In the case of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, hydrogen will be reacting with the oxygen to form water. Okay, so in that way it will be giving rise the energy. Okay, the product formed there is a water can be utilized for any other purpose. It's not a harmful substance. In the case of methanol oxygen fuel cells, the products formed here are carbon dioxide and water. Okay, even both are not at all harmful for the atmosphere. Okay, so generally in the case of fuel cells, no harmful emission of the byproducts will be there, so it will be almost eco-friendly. Okay, and the electrical energy will be continuously obtained until we pass the fuel and oxidant through the anode and cathode electrodes. Fine. Next is a important thing. Okay, here the question asked will be, what are fuel cells, what are the advantages, and in what way they differ from the conventional batteries. 7 marks question, friends. What are fuel cells? Definition 2 marks. Okay, how they differ from the conventional batteries? 3 marks. Okay, and what are the advantages of the fuel cell? Advantages already I told you, right? Okay, it is not at all harmful. It is eco-friendly because no harmful byproducts are emitted here. Okay, and it will be giving a large amount of the power outputs. Okay, compared to the batteries, the power efficiency will be high here. Okay, and there will be a direct conversion of the energy here. No wastage of the energy will be there. Okay, coming to the difference between the conventional batteries and the fuel cells, like batteries are rechargeable, right? What type of batteries are rechargeable here? The primary batteries are not rechargeable. Okay, we can use them only until the chemical substances are present there. Okay, then when we just have to discard them, because they will not be for any further electrical use afterwards. Okay, so secondary batteries are rechargeable. Coming to the fuel cells are not rechargeable. Okay, only there will be a continuous movement of the fuel and oxidant will be there through the anode and cathode. We cannot recharge and reuse. Okay, only it will be producing energy until we supply the fuel and oxidant through the anodic and cathodic compartments. Okay, and in the case of the batteries, what happens? In the battery, what is there? Anode will be there, electrode, cathode will be there, anodic component will be there, cathodic component will be there, electrolyte will be there. In between there will be a separator, and the whole system will be covered, right, with a leak proof case, right? So all these things, okay, anode, cathode, anodic component, cathodic component, electrolyte, all these forms the integral parts of the battery. Okay, in the case of the fuel cells, nothing is stored, right? Only the model will be there. Okay, whenever we need energy, we just have to pass the electrolyte will be there, and the model and electrodes will be there. We just have to pass the fuel and the oxidant through the anode and cathode electrodes. Okay, so here we can say that there is a continuous movement of the fuel and oxidant through the anode and cathode electrodes. Understood? All the components forms integral parts of the body in the case of the batteries. In the case of the fuel cells, there will be only a continuous movement of the fuel and oxidant through anode and cathode respectively. And batteries called as a storage devices. Okay, and fuel cells are the conversion devices. Okay, fuel cells will be generating energy. Okay, but batteries, they will be storing the energy. Okay, when we come to the conversions, like energy conversion will not be much costlier in the case of the batteries, but in the case of the fuel cells, it will be costlier, because in some cases where acid electrolytes are used, electrodes should be very hard. Okay, isn't it? It should supposed to tolerate, right? So the electrodes will be costly here, and also the electrocatalysts used, they will be costlier sometimes. Okay, so here we cannot say that it is cheaper. It is cheap. Okay, we cannot generate this by a cheaper cost. In some cases it will be very costly. Okay, due to the cost of the electrodes. Okay, this is the main difference between the conventional batteries and fuel cells, where batteries are rechargeable, fuel cells are not rechargeable, and all the components of the batteries forms the integral parts of the battery, whereas in the fuel cells only there will be a movement of a fuel and oxidant in and out of the cell. Okay, and coming to the storing capacity, batteries are called as storage devices. Okay, the energy can be stored and used whenever required. Okay, in the case of the fuel cells, they are only the conversion devices. Okay, and compared to the cost wise, energy conversion in the case of the batteries may not be much costlier, and in some cases fuel cells are costlier. The energy production will be costlier. And coming to the applications of the fuel cells, where and all it is used means in military purposes it is used. Okay, like for example, large amount of energy is instantly needed. Okay, in such cases, fuel cells are used. Okay, to generate a large amount of energy instantly for a short period. Okay, and it is also used in a large scale energy productions. Okay, in the industries, large industries and all, where the more energy is needed for a short time. Okay, these fuel cells are used. Okay, so this is about the fuel cells. Okay, and in the next classes we will be discussing about the construction and working of the methanol, oxygen and the solid oxide fuel cells. Until then, bye.